it's me, Jay, your GM. I use he, them, and today I want to talk a little bit about flying and elevation in Roll20. I've seen a common complaint about D&D and a common, praise of Baldur's Gate be that elevation is kind of tricky to do. And I thought that was a little strange because in my personal games, I have found that this is not really the case. And so I wanted to go a little bit into what I think makes that a little bit different, and perhaps some ways that you could use elevation a little more easily in your games. So, first of all, you'll see these numbers on my token. This is generally speaking how I indicate a character is elevated over everybody else. I can also use this for negative elevation. So if somebody is 25 feet lower than everyone else, then, the same rules apply. And normally you might recognize these bubbles as the bubbles that are right at the top of your options whenever you're using Roll20, these little status indicator bubbles. But normally when you click them, they don't have numbers. But if you hover over them and press a number as you hover over them, it will put that number in the bubble. So if I want to indicate that Hayes is 15 feet off the ground, I just type 15. And, if I wanted Hayes to be 150 feet off the ground, I would type 150. And if you need 4 digits, God help you, what are you doing? Stop doing that. But yeah, I like to indicate height just using this because it's very simple, very straightforward. Everyone can immediately tell at a glance how high up is that enemy. So if you want to do this in a situation where, let's say that this was a ledge that Hayes was standing on, and the enemy was down here, I could use that 15 feet to indicate that there's a 15-foot gap between these two characters. And that's very, very straightforward. Now, when I'm flying, I sometimes like to be a little bit fancy. Previously, I've shown you how to set up spell effect tokens in Roll20. Well, one of my spell effect tokens is a flying shadow, which is just like this. And I put that below the flying creature, and I put that below in the square that they actually occupy. So everybody on the map knows that to attack this target, you need to be attacking this square, right? But the person is 15 feet above that square. So it gives them a sense of height, and it indicates that they're sort of off the ground, they're casting a shadow on the ground, and it's just a nice little easy effect to do. And if you're feeling really fancy, just right-click both of these tokens, Advanced, Group the tokens. And now, whenever you move it, they move as one. So now Hayes is flying 15 feet off the ground. Everybody knows that they're 15 feet up in the air. If anybody wants to come and get them, they need to stand in this square and attack 15 feet up. So I hope you have reach and you're large. But yeah, this is just a very simple little tutorial I wanted to share about how I handle height, because it seems like something people have a lot of difficulty dealing with, and I have a very simple solution, so I thought maybe other people could use it. And if you do end up using it, let me know down below, because I really love to hear about when my advice gets actually used out in the world. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one, and goodbye!